Guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goal is at the end of this video, you guys will be able to see other ways that you can start working online, start earning online. Today, joining me is a very amazing woman, someone who I've known for a good year, but it feels longer. She is a public speaking coach. This is our big topic today. I want to be able to show you guys other ways that you can earn money, other avenues that you can go in when you start working online or working from home. Again, our guest for today is Nizley Alferez. She is a public speaking coach. She is someone who has taught a lot of different people how to be able to be more confident online. I recently attended her amazing challenge, the Speak and Shine challenge, where she taught a lot of people like me, how to be more confident, how to be able to master my own message, to be able to give you guys this content that I'm doing right now. So a lot of this, she's actually also my accountability partner. So early this year, I wanted to be more consistent on YouTube. It's also thanks to her that I am, because we were like, hey, did you do your video for the week? So she is also someone that I thank for being more consistent on here on YouTube. So if you guys already haven't done it yet, please hit subscribe for more of these kinds of interviews where you guys can see what else is out there when it comes to working from home. Now, without further ado, I want to welcome our special guest, our first guest in the virtual at-the interviews, Ms. Nizley Alferez.
Yay! Thanks for having me, Le-an, and for that very wonderful introduction.
Okay, so Niz, do you want to kind of just tell people in general what it is that you do?
Okay, so I originally am a teacher by profession. So I started my career as a teacher, and then after that, I went into the BPO world. For sure, a lot of you might have exposed to that and might have experienced that. And I also have become a manager for the past 6 years of my life. So my journey started there. So I started my career as a teacher, then went into a BPO company, and then right after 6 years, I became a manager. So right now, I am currently doing public speaking and also training individuals how to become a better public speaker and also communicator when it comes to camera, and also teaching them how can they put themselves out into the world.
Awesome. So I want to actually, that's really interesting that you did start out, and I knew that already about you, that you are a licensed teacher, but how did you get actually started on working online?
Well, it actually was because of two things. First, because of boredom, and second, because of curiosity. Okay, so I had been managing a couple of people, about 200 to 400 of my team for the retail industry, and I got really bored with what I was doing. So I felt like I was not really meant to doing it, and I felt like it was not my passion and my calling. So because of that inkling, because of that desire to get out from that corporate world, I realized that I am curious to exploring other waters that I'm not very familiar with, which is online. Okay, so that was where I began my journey. So as a corporate manager, I jumped into opportunities like speaking online and creating our own summits. And that's actually the reason why I'm here right now. So after experiencing those curiosity and boredom in my life, that was actually the reason why I jumped into opportunities. And right now I am having this Speak and Shine challenge that will be running again in May, and also supporting the Work Anywhere Challenge.
Awesome. Yeah, you've been, for those who have not seen the Work Anywhere Challenge, it is a 10-day challenge that we're currently running, and I'm teaching a lot of people how to work from home. And Nizley is just one of my amazing hosts. She goes on every day and kind of hypes people up for my lessons. So she's pretty awesome at that. So I'm curious, how did you know that there was some space for being able to coach people online, not just in person, but online?
Well, I originally did not know that I have the potential of doing so, but I have been really learning a lot from online courses. I've attended online courses of Tony Robbins, Brendon Burchard, and from there I realized that you can be a teacher, not just live, but online. And aside from that, I learned from Book Yourself Solid by Michael Port that digital offers or digital products are actually more lucrative and profitable than live products, because you can always have it automated. So knowing those things and attending online courses myself, I realized that I can do it myself too. And when we tried the Speak and Shine challenge, that was
Mm,
when I thought like, oh wow, this is a great opportunity, even though we were still starting. The same as the Work Anywhere challenge, right? We have
mm-hmm.
learned a lot because of the challenges that we've been doing. And not only were we able to really share what we learned, but we were able to inspire our students and inspire other people to also do the same. And I think I'm sure you would agree that online courses are really a go-to right now because of
Yep.
this pandemic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of definitely a lot of people, going live, such as me,
Yeah.
going live on different groups, different pages,
Yeah.
and it's becoming more and more apparent to people. Like it's becoming
Mm-hmm.
much of a true thing that you can work from home, and you don't have to really show up in office, and then you
Yeah.
can just learn things without having to fly, paying 5,000 pesos to fly somewhere just to
Yeah.
learn
Yeah. That's
a quick
true.
thing and then go back. So it is becoming such a reality for a lot of people, like, oh, I can do this online. So that's pretty awesome. And I love that you referred a lot of the people that you learn from, a lot of your own coaches that
Yeah.
that help you out with in the start. So what has been kind of the surprising thing about just working online in general, not just even with coaching, but what has been
Mm-hmm.
like some surprising thing for you?
Well, what's one thing that's really surprising for me is working online isn't just for introverts, okay? It's not just people who are introverted. It's also for people who are extroverts but would like to explore, okay? So I am largely an extroverted person. I've always wanted to surround myself with people and with social events, but then
Mm,
going online, transitioning, which I think might be a challenge to your audience right now, transitioning of being extroverted to now being introverted because you have to stay at home and work at home. So
mm,
I realized that you can always transition. Okay. So I realized that you can never just tell yourself that, hey, I'm extroverted and I need to work outside from home. And in fact, the safest place right now is staying at home. I
yep.
realized that when you just like use all the technology like here in Zoom or use Skype or Messenger, you can always still stay extroverted. Okay. So you
True,
can
true.
always transition. It's very interesting because I always thought that I would feel alone if I would be working from home. But right now I fully adjusted and I realized that it's not only for introverted, it could also be for extroverted, but you have to have that mindset of learning from it.
Awesome, awesome. A lot of very good points. And I do like that is very coming a meme that, this is the time for introverts, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
you're
that you're
welcome. Yeah,
you're speaking in behalf of extroverts, that this is
yeah,
something that they can do online. So that's pretty
yeah.
awesome. Okay, so what has been actually one of your favorite things about working online?
It's really about the convenience of time. Okay, so you save a lot of time when you are working online. You don't have to go and drive towards the city where there's a lot
True.
of traffic because of ECQ. And even before
Mm-hmm.
that, there's a lot of traffic around Cebu. So I think it's really important that you work online. You get to experience, you get to save your time. You get to be
Mm-hmm.
present with your family. You get to spend time with the most important people in your life, and that's what the ultimate reason why we are actually working from home, because we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have to spend more time with our family. And one last thing is you actually get to maximize also your learning experience,
True.
because especially if you're a visual auditory person, you tend to get a lot of insights from people online, and
Mm-hmm.
that's actually one of the reasons why it's important for us to also explore working online, because it gets us a lot of information and details.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool, very cool. Okay, so what is one shortcut that people can do if they're still on the fence about working from home or working online?
It could be very challenging at the beginning to start working from home, but one of the best things that I can suggest is for you to find a coach or a mentor, because they have been there. Okay, they have been in that situation before, and if you just find someone who can guide you all throughout the process, you
Mm-hmm.
see success leaves clues. So whenever you just talk to someone who has been successful in one way, then he can teach you and maybe replicate himself so that you can also pay
Mm-hmm.
it forward to other people. There's nothing really more valuable than reaching out to people and really maximizing your time online, and just reaching out to them on Messenger and LinkedIn, and then just make sure that you're building that relationship and have that foundational relationship with that mentor, and definitely you are going to win too.
Okay, so I want to ask, what is a small step that someone could do right now in the next few minutes, maybe, or in the
Mhm.
next day, if they wanted to kind of get started on just coaching in general or being a public speaker?
I would say that the first thing that everybody or anybody could do if they really want to improve their speaking skills and become a public speaking coach in the future, I would say reading. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this might sound like a cliche for a lot of people, but when you read, you get to visualize the words, you get to enunciate the words. But I don't only say it as like reading with your eyes, it's reading aloud. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you read aloud, that's when you enunciate words, that's when you pronounce words properly, and then you hear them at the same time. So not only does that help you with your comprehension, it also helps you really grasp what's the entire meaning of the word. And when you have these words read properly, and maybe you can do it for 10 pages every single day, that will train you to really become a better and a competent communicator. And
Mm-hmm.
aside from that, one of the things that I have been doing when I was still starting as a speaker is creating my own videos. Okay, so I have been creating my own videos even though I've not been posting them. So that is my way of communicating to the camera and really making sure that I am getting myself comfortable, because when you are able to speak on a camera like this, you can speak to the lens, meaning you
Mm-hmm.
can also speak to a person eye to eye. Okay, so
True.
when
True.
you capture that moment, then you'd be able to realize that, okay, so I'm now getting comfortable to this. How was my process? What was my steps? And what were my experiences? So maybe I can document them and teach this to other people. And that's
Mm-hmm.
basically what we did before. So right now I'm feeling confident and I feel like I can teach people how to do it because I have been there and I have
Mm-hmm.
been to that kind of experience that I feel very uncomfortable and feel very shy and ashamed of what I was doing. But later on, all throughout the process, you just have to take those baby steps that my mentor, Le-an Lai Lacaba, told me yesterday. That you have to take the baby steps to progress.
Yeah, awesome. So just kind of reiterating,
Yeah.
for those who want to be more public speakers, talking on camera,
Mm-hmm.
experimenting that way would be the best. But if you want to be a coach, it's documenting, it's writing down what
Yeah.
they're doing so they
Mm-hmm.
can teach other people better.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, thank you. So I want to ask, and we already said this the other day, but what is your big, hairy, audacious goal right now?
Well, aside from the mansion that I was really wanting to have before this year ends, okay, it's really about reaching out to 1,000 students for Speak and Shine. The reason is
Mm-hmm.
because I really wanted to help people become better communicators, because that will elevate their career and their business. So if you are someone who actually would want to improve your skills, there is no other or better skill that you can get started but communication. Not only you do it with Speak and Shine, you do it with reading, with creating videos, or maybe watching videos of TED Talks or anything that you can find online. There are a lot of resources that you can find also in Udemy, right? So you can
Mm-hmm.
also find a lot of resources outside. But I really just wanted to say that it is important for you to get started with your communication skills. And for me, that is my big, hairy, audacious goals this year, is to be able to teach 1,000 students and be able to get them inspire somebody else and pay it forward. So once I teach someone, they'd be able to pay my teaching forward and teach somebody else because they have been through
Mm-hmm.
that experience too.
Very awesome. I love that. I love that it is a very measurable goal, a smart goal. A thousand Speak and Shine students and then
Yes.
inspiring them. That's very awesome. Okay, so is there anything right now that others can do to support you in what you do?
Well, I just wanted to say that if they'll share this video, then they'd be able to reach out to even more people. And if they want to be part of the Speak and Shine, that would be great. But I just wanted to inspire everyone that you can definitely get free courses online. You can read a lot of things and even in your old books, but just keep learning. Our one of the mottos that I have this year, or one of the themes that I have this year, is Kanai, or constant and never ending improvement. And you can do that through learning from others, through learning from what you're doing, and also vicarious experiences of other people. I'd always wanted to say that the reason why we are progressing is because we are learning and because we are
Mm-hmm.
growing. And if we don't do that, then what else can we bring out differently into the world? As Evan Pagan said, I was watching his course the other day, and he said that success is not an instance, but it's a progression. Meaning
Wow.
it's like it's you don't arrive at success. You do it progressively, right? At the same time. So meaning you do things on a progressive way, and then you do things right all together. That's when you achieve success. So in short, it is actually not just one thing, it's everything, doing it right all together. So that's what we want to arrive also at Freedom Nexus. We want to make sure that people are experiencing kanai or kaizen, constant never ending improvement, because that's when you gauge yourself, and that's when you realize that you can also do progress, that you can improve yourself and then teach others how to do the same.
Sure, for sure. Very awesome. Thank you. So, if there was anything that you'd tell a year ago, Nizley, or 3 years ago, Nizley, about working online, what would you tell her?
I would say that it's not easy. I would say it's not easy, but it's worth it. Okay, so I think as long as I would always keep learning, and I would always check in on mentors and really make sure that I am learning and growing myself, that there's nothing that I cannot do in the world. When I was still starting out in the online world, about 2 years ago, I also had some hesitations. I really felt like this was an unknown water, a strange water for me, but then I just jumped in. So if ever I wanted to say something to myself that 2 years back or whatnot, I would say it's really not easy, but it's worth jumping in. It's just worth it. The process of growing yourself by being focused, by being focused alone, and also having that skill to get out into the world, not only by meeting people, but really creating moments like this or creating videos online, that makes you really excited, because not only you are sharing your message with the world, but you're also seeing your progress. Like, I saw
True,
my
true.
videos, my vlogs before when I was still starting, and I was like, why do I look very shy on this and very timid in this? Why do I look not very comfortable? And versus now when I create my vlogs, because I have done it consistently. So
Mm-hmm.
consistency breeds trust. So the more that you keep doing it, the more that you're getting yourself
Mm-hmm.
online, the more that you also have that trust within yourself and have that trust towards your audience, that you are showing up, and not only showing up, you're doing the best that you can every time. So yeah, that's my advice to my younger self. Just keep
Very,
pressing
very
on.
awesome.
It will not be easy, but it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be worth it.
Okay, awesome. Now, last question. How can people reach you? How can people find you if they want to know how to be a public speaking coach, or just how to be better at public speaking?
Awesome. Thank you for this opportunity. So you can reach me through Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Nizley Alferez.
Awesome. So I'll put all of those links below, guys, so you can
Yeah.
check her out. Make sure that you do, because like she's pretty awesome. That's why she's here. She's talking to you guys. So
Thank you.
So that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the first virtual ate interview. And let me know below if you have any other suggestions of people that you want me to interview for this. If there is a field of working online that you guys are curious about, of who's successful, and I would be more than happy to interview them. I'd be more than happy to reach out and give you guys a peek of what it is like to actually be working online. What are the other places, not just the common ones, what the other opportunities, what the other possibilities that you can do when you're working online. Make sure again to hit subscribe right there, like this video, check out these other videos right here so you can see more of how to work online, and then watch out for my videos every Sunday and Thursdays. And I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember that small steps matters. Bye.